Hello so creative, it's Faustina here. We are going to learn how to cut and sew this trending cape that you are seeing on the screen. You can see how beautiful it's looking on me. Yep, you can use it to style your ready-made or corporate outfit and it will give it another different look. Even the fitted gown, we have a well-detailed tutorial on how you can cut and achieve it. I will put the link of the fitted gown on the description video of this particular one. Let's get started. I've gone ahead to lay the pattern paper on our drafting table. What I'm basically going to do now is to mark out the starting line, mark out a straight starting line. The starting line is where your shoulder is going to sit. On the starting line, I'm going to input my shoulder divided by 2 value and my neck width, basic neck width of 3 inches. On that shoulder divided by 2, I came down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope, and I'm going to taper it to meet my neck width like so. So on that shoulder slope, I'm going to input my chest line. How do you get your perfect chest line? Your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. So from the shoulder slope, not from the starting line, you are going to input the value that you have. So when you measure from the starting line, you know what you have there, and you now input it into several places to get your straight line. So this will serve as our chest line. On that chest line, I'm going to also input my shoulder divided by 2 again in order to get our armhole straight line like so. So I'm going to rule it all over to the shoulder slope, and I'm going to find the midpoint of this line that I just drew. When I find the midpoint, I'm going to go in by half an inch, and once I go in by half an inch, I'm going to use a straight ruler to taper it to our shoulder slope. And on the chest line, I'm going to input my bust divided by 4 value, and I'm going to go ahead and complete the armhole curve using my pattern curve like so. So after getting your armhole curve, the next thing we are going to mark out now is the length of our cape, how long you want your cape to be. So from the chest line, I came down by 3 inches into several places, and I rule it out to get a straight line as well. You can come down by 3, 4, 2 depending on how you want the length of the cape to be. If you want the length of the cape to be at your underbust, you can go ahead and measure your underbust. If you want it to be at your waist and give it a stylish center front, you can also do that. So after getting the length of our cape, and we are going to proceed in drafting the main cape, so watch closely. From the shoulder slope, I'm going to extend or come out by 4.5 inches, and I use my straight ruler to rule it all over to my neck width. After ruling out to get a new shoulder slope, on the chest line, we are going to also come out by 4.5 inches like we did on the shoulder slope. I'm going to measure what I have there, and I'm going to input that value on the full length of the cape using my ruler. And I'm also going to join from the shoulder slope to the chest line as well using my ruler. Watch me close and see what I did. Yeah, so after joining it, you can see that the shoulder slope, that place is tinted. If you want yours to be exaggerated, you can leave it like that, but if you want yours to have this curvy effect, what I did is just to come in by 1 inch, and I now curve it in. If you desire to curve it more, you can come in by 2 inches or 1.5 and curve it a little bit more if you desire to curve it more. Like I said earlier, we are drafting both the front and the back together. The neck depth of the back is 1 inch, while for the front is 3 inches. For the front, the neck depth is 3 inches, the neck width is 3 inches, while for the back, the neck width is 3 inches, while the neck depth is 1 inch. And this is our 2 neck depth. Our cape is ready. We can now go ahead and cut it out. You can see how easy and simple the drafting is. This is also how simple the sewing pattern is. I first cut out the back neck depth of 1 inch so that I can transfer the pattern to fabric before we proceed in working for the front. But for the back, I want to add that in order to eliminate any bulge that will occur at the back. I want the back to be very flat and relaxing, so I went ahead to input my nipple to nipple measurement, and I also open up my dart leg by half inch, which I did not replace by the side. So watch closely and see what I did. So after adding the dart for the back, I'm going to now transfer this pattern to our fabric so that we can proceed in turning this pattern to our front pattern as well. I've gone ahead to transfer it to our working fabric, and watch closely. I added half-inch sewing allowance on the shoulder line down to the hem part, that curvy part, while on the hem part I added 1-inch hemming allowance, which we are going to use our lining to hem. On the neck part I added only 0.25, and the center back is unfold, like it's unfold, completely unfold. Is the center front that has a slit. So this is what the back is looking. We are going to keep the back by the side and start working on the front cape design. For the front cape, the first thing we are going to do on this pattern is to cancel out the darts. We don't need the darts for the front cape. On the center front, on the full length line, we are going to come in by 2 inches. But before we give it that slanty effect, I'm going to cut out our front neck depth of 3 inches. After cutting it out, on that 2 inches I came in with your straight ruler. You can go ahead and tint it like this and give it that slanty effect. You can see what I did there. Yeah, make sure you get it correctly. If your first marking did not get it correctly, you can go ahead and repeat it like I did. So after giving it that slanted effect, I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. And this is the alteration we did for the front. Is just so simple. When you open it up, this is how it's going to look. I've gone ahead to transfer to fabric. On the hem part I added 1 inch. On the shoulder to the curvy part I added half inch, while on the neck I also added half inch. And this is our two pattern, the back and the front. This is what it looks like. While on that curvy part I did not add anything. I just added 0.25 for the sewing allowance, like the allowance you are going to use to turn to the lining, and this is it for it. So I've also gone ahead to cut out the lining. Our lining is shorter than our main fabric by 1 inch because we want to use this lining to turn the hem part of our cape. This white material is the interfacing we are going to use to give it structure. It's called paper stay. You can use both paper stay or peplon stay. Use peplon stay if you want a longer durability, because this paper stay, once water touch it, it is gone. It will lay flat. So on the main fabric, I iron hair stay on our main fabric. The peplon stay is going to be on the lining. I iron hair stay. You know hair stay. When you go to the market, tell them to give you hair stay. And we are going to now start sewing. So the first thing we do for the back, we are going to hold down the dart, the tutu dart, and after holding down the tutu dart, we are going to place the front facing the right side of the back, and we are going to sew from the shoulder all over to the curvy part down to the hem part, like so. The place my hands are running is where we are going to sew, and I'm also going to place this front one again, and I sew from the shoulder to the curvy part all over to the hem part, and we are going to take it to our sewing machine and go and sew. For the lining as well, like I said, the lining is going to give it structure, and I've gone ahead to iron the paper stay on it, and we are also going to hold the darts on the back cape for the lining, and also place the right side of the lining facing each other and sew the shoulder from the shoulder to the curvy part all over to the hem part, and I'm going to go and sew it. So I've gone ahead to sew it. This is our main working fabric. You can see from the video I've sewn the both side of the cape, and I'm going to turn it to the right side so that you see the effect. And I also went ahead to hold the dart. I will turn it to the right side. So should in case you don't want yours to have weight, like you don't want to add any thick peplum style or anything at all, you can also go ahead and sew it like this. I've seen so many people that sewn theirs like this. The only thing you can do is to add thick lining, like add satin lining to your main working fabric so that it give it stability. So this is how our lining is looking. You can see that it's well structured. Using your peplum stay or your pepper stay, thick pepper stay, it will give it structure. After sewing both the main working fabric and the lining separately, we are going to start joining them from the hem part firstly. So I'm going to start joining the right side of our main working fabric, which is the ankara. We face the right side of the lining, like how I'm placing it, and we are going to match it from one center front to the other center front like so, and we are going to go and run half-inch thread on that hem part. So let me go and run it. I've gone ahead and run it, and this is the outcome. From the video you can see very clearly that the ankara is longer than the lining. So this is it. So after sewing the hem part, we are going to now drag the lining upwards towards the neck part. So this dragging of this lining will now drag the hem part of the ankara to give it that fine finish effect. So this is the essence of reducing your lining. So what I do to that hem part is to notch that hem part to loosen it up, and after notching it, I also went ahead to trim out a little bit of excess from it as well. After trimming out the excess that we don't need, we now go back to sewing the neck area. So like I said, you are going to push the lining to meet the neck area. So once you push it, you can see the hem part of our cape we relax very well. Watch me closely. Once you push the lining upwards, this is how the hem part is going to be. It's going to tint out a little bit, and when you turn it to the right side, it's going to give you a neat and nice finishing. I've gone ahead to sew the center front, and this is what I just said right now, and also sewn the neck part. At this point now, every part is closed. What I'm going to do now is to notch the neck parts so that I can also go ahead and trim out the excess that we don't need, like we did to the hem part. So after trimming out the excess we don't need, at this juncture every part is closed. So what I did is this: I open up like 2 inches space on the hem part so that I can turn everything to the right side from that 2 inches I just open. So watch me closely and see what I did. I want to use this opportunity to thank each and every one of you that has subscribed to this channel. We have hit 1K subscriber, and it's a very big celebration for us. From the first person that subscribed till the last person that hit us to 1K, you all are highly welcome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I love you guys so much. After turning it to the right side, the opening part, you can go ahead and use your hemming gum and hem it down at this point, and also give it a very nice press, and everything will relax so fine. You can see I'm trying to bring out the pointed part of the cape and every other part, and after bringing every other part, this is what is looking. You can now move over to your ironing table and give it a very nice press so that it will relax very well. That neck part of the center front, I'm going to attach this bra hook on it. So watch me closely and see how I attach it. This is the first one. I'm going to put it underneath the neck area, and I'm going to sew it. After attaching the first one, I'm going to attach the second one. If you have watched to this point, please don't forget to like, comment, and also subscribe. If you have not subscribed to this channel, come together and let us grow this channel together. And if this is your first time of coming across my channel, my name is Faustina. On this channel we post more of sewing tutorial, and this is the end of our tutorial. See you in my next one. Bye bye.